10 years ago, parents were worried about their children smoking cigarettes. But now, parents are worried about their children using electronic cigarettes, otherwise known as vapes. Vaping has become an epidemic amongst teens in the recent years. According to a study from the CDC in 2017, an estimate of 3.6 million high schoolers said they've used a tobacco product within the past 30 days. These numbers are scary high and only been growing since the years go by. Many parents have become worried and are demanding a change in laws of vaping. The Food and Drug Administration are making efforts to find a solution to the epidemic. Today, I will be talking about how cigarettes have transitioned into vaping and how it's grown so much in popularity amongst teens and how the FDA plans on curbing the underage consumption of tobacco products. In order to understand this problem, you have to understand the history of electronic cigarettes. Electronic cigarettes were brought to America in 2006 in hopes to reduce the amount of smoking cigarettes. How this works is rather than using combustion to burn the tobacco like a normal cigarette or cigar, vapes use juice that contain nicotine and flavoring. The liquid is typically put on a cotton wick and is then vaporized. They have grown so much in popularity because they're a healthier alternative to smoking. Just because they're healthier, don't let that fool you. It doesn't mean that they're completely safe. They still contain nicotine, which is a highly addictive substance, and it is reported that almost 95% of addicted smokers start before the age of 21. There are many devices now that contain nicotine salts, which is a form of nicotine but at a higher concentration level. This means that you can consume less and still feel a higher buzz. One of the largest vape companies is Juul. Juuls are a compact pod system device that transfer high levels of nicotine to your brain and contain flavors such as mangoes, menthol, cucumber, and many more appealing flavors. And one Juul pod contains roughly about 20 cigarettes worth of nicotine. So now that you understand what vaping is, I'm going to explain to you why it grew so much in popularity. According to MissionitMN.org, approximately 1 in 5 teenagers in Minnesota vape. With this new technology, it makes it a lot easier for teens to get a buzz in secrecy. One of the biggest differences between smoking a cigarette and vaping is that it doesn't smell as much and the linger doesn't smell. So it makes it a lot easier for kids to hide it from authority. The pod system vapes are small enough to fit in one's palm and can look very similar to school supplies such as flash drives or highlighters. This makes it very easy for kids to vape in bathrooms and even in classrooms. In the recent report, according to U.S. Surgeon General, there was a sharp increase of e-cigarette use by high school students. The increase was about 900% from 2011 to 2015. This number will only continue to increase if there's no regulation on them. So, which brings me on to my next point. With the new introduction of vapes, how do we plan on regulating them? And in efforts to stop the vaping epidemic, the FDA announced on November 8th that they will issue a ban on the sale of flavored nicotine in convenience stores and gas stations. The reason for this is that the FDA believes that these tobacco companies are targeting teenagers by having flavors such as fruits, desserts, or menthols. By banning the sale of flavored vape juice at convenience stores, the FDA hopes that teens will have less access to these nicotine. The new ban will still allow flavored juice to be sold, but only at convenience stores and tobacco shops online. Another major restriction that the FDA is planning is providing more proof of age verification on online tobacco sites and even raising the smoking age to 21. The law switching of the smoking age to 21 has already passed in 360 counties and 22 states. Even in Minnesota, we have major cities like Edina, Minnetonka, and Minneapolis, and many more that have passed this age to 21 in hopes to cut back on underage consumption of tobacco. So in conclusion, vaping is still a fairly new introduction to our society, and we still don't understand everything about it. But hopefully today you have a better understanding on the history of vaping, how the industry has grown amongst many teams, and our future plans to fix this problem. Thank you.